Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mary Rocha and I am a professional pet stylist located in Harriman, Utah at Pet Suites, which is a boarding and doggy daycare facility. Currently I am certified AKC Safe, AKC Professional Grooming Credential, K9 CPR and First Aid, specifically with a salon emphasis. And then also I am currently working on getting the big one, the Master Groomer Certification, or the NCMG. That one's going to take a while. It'll probably be 5 to 8 years or longer. It takes a long time to get, but anyways, it'll be worth it. Today, as you probably saw by the title of this video, we are talking about teeth brushing for your dog and also their dental hygiene and dental care. A lot of it is like on the grooming side, but there is also a little aspect also that vets deal with, especially when it comes to like super deep cleaning the teeth and then also like pulling teeth out, but hopefully we can prevent that as long as possible. Just like human teeth, we want to do preventative care so that there's not a huge giant bill at the end of the day at the dentist or the vet office. So anyways, we'll just jump right on into it. As always, we're going to talk about the why first, and then we'll get into how to actually maintain your dog's teeth properly. So first of all, why do dogs need teeth brushing and dental care? A lot like with their nails, we always assume like, dogs descend from wolves. Obviously, there's not people out there brushing the wolves' teeth and clipping the wolves' nails. So why do we need to do these things? In my nail clipping video, I went over the nails, and this one will go over the teeth brushing. But mainly, wolves will chew on and eat for like their main source of energy. They will chew on meat, bones, tendons, and specifically raw meat, etc. They also chew on sticks and grass and stuff. A lot of our dogs also eat grass. But a lot of these things that they're chewing on have a lot of, like, how meat has marbling in it. So that marbling can actually help, like, floss the teeth almost. And then chewing on things like bones, tendons, and collagen will help almost, like, brush the teeth in a way. And also those sticks. So that's why wolves don't really need teeth brush, is because they're eating a very proper, two-breed diet. And then their diet also, just what they eat is helping to, clean their teeth as they're eating it. Most dogs nowadays do not eat a, raw diet where we're giving them a slab of meat with some bones to chew on, although you can like supplement with that definitely. And if your vet recommends that, I highly suggest it. We had our girls on a half like raw kibble diet for the longest time, and then we had a baby and we had to cut back some costs, unfortunately. But it is great. It's great diet for them. And it's great for their teeth too. Our dog's teeth were the best that they have ever been when on that diet. But most dogs eat kibble because it is cheap. It is easy to like just give them in our world of convenience. And it gives them, all the nutrients that they need to survive. But eating kibble does not, it's not like, it is hard and crunchy, but it's not like scraping their teeth essentially as they're eating it, like some of the things associated with what wolves eat do. And it's not like going in between their teeth and flossing. If anything, it's like crackers and humans. It's getting stuck kind of and caked in those little crevices and needs a little more help getting worked out. We also actively teach our dogs to not chew on things such as furniture, walls, like other, household items and appliances, shoes, people. That's a good one too. Don't let your dog chew on people. And that is a great thing. We don't want our dogs to destroy our house because we can train them to be great companions. But however, chewing is a vital part of a dog's dental health. And so like when we're prohibiting them from doing that for certain things, we need to be allowing them to chew on other things. And we'll get into some of my favorite doggy chews later on. So that's kind of the why of why we have to brush dogs' teeth. The other one I want to talk about is why is it important? So I'm going to give a little story time. My first dog, Riley, we had no clue what we were doing. We were first-time pet owners. Well, dog owners. We had like gerbils and hamsters, but totally different ball game than dogs. So we did not know that dogs needed their teeth brushed, like many pet owners don't think about. And obviously, you know, when we took her to the groomers, we were like a 6-month groom family. We would keep her brushed out at least. But we did not have like the means to take her to the groomer every, you know, 2 to 3 months. So we did it about twice a year. My mom was able to work that out. And when we took her, we did get the teeth, like we did opt for their, you know, teeth brushing that they do. But when she was about only 7 to 8 years old, so that was about halfway through her lifespan, actually, she lived till I think between 13 and 14 years. We took her to the vet for a normal checkup, and the vet told her that she needed a teeth cleaning and most likely a teeth removal. And in order to do this teeth cleaning, they had to give her anesthesia, as they do with most dogs, because a lot of dogs don't want, you know, dental tools being scraped in their mouth. So we want to protect our lovely veterinarian friends from being bitten. And so we understood that. And then they quoted us like the worst case if they had to pull all the teeth that looked problematic, but then also the best case if they didn't have to pull, you know, only like a couple of them out. And this was $600 to $1,000. And this was in 2016. So this was a while ago. Now I know vet prices have gone up a lot higher, because of inflation. Really, everything has gone up because of inflation. So obviously we couldn't really afford that. Like we could, but we would have to, you know, kind of scrape out a lot of other things. And we were like, well, Riley isn't showing pain. She's still eating just fine and drinking. But yeah, it's a lot of money. And come to find out later on, at least just through my own training and experience in the dog world, dogs actually have a very high pain tolerance. So most likely our poor little dog was in pain. They just don't show it like we do. So yeah, now we feel really bad about that, but we want to prevent those giant vet bills from popping up, because we do want to also keep our canine companions healthy and, you know, not in pain. So that was our little story time. Yeah, but it's also important. Dogs need to eat and chew, explore, they talk and they play, all with using their mouth. Their mouth is also important to their gut health, much like humans. A lot of your dental hygiene transfers all the way down to your gut. I know for sure when I was pregnant and I actually was sick, very sick. I threw up almost every single day right when I got up. And yeah, your mouth, if my mouth didn't feel clean, it made my stomach just feel even more nauseous. So that was another very important thing to me. So very same with our dogs. If their teeth aren't clean, a lot of that kind of plaque and bacteria can transfer down to their stomachs. So that is all important for them. They do, like I said, they do a lot of exploring, much like babies. Now we have a puppy and a baby at the same time. Both do a lot of exploring with their mouths. It's very important. And then obviously eating and chewing their food are very important as well. Dogs, like I mentioned, they also have a very high pain tolerance. So a lot of times, especially with their teeth, if they're older and they do have a lot of plaque and tartar on them, they are probably in pain. They're just not telling you in ways that like you would expect. Because if it was me and my teeth hurt, I wouldn't eat my food. But a lot of dogs, they don't do that. They'll still eat their food because they need the calories and they need to be able to eat and, you know, survive. But they'll maybe tell you in other ways that you just aren't, you know, seeing different signs of stress or acting differently. Maybe being a little more lazy around the house, some of those things. So always, if you do have a lot of plaque and tartar on the teeth and it's pretty bad, a lot of times too, you'll see the gum line turn red. You'll want to get them checked out by a vet just to make sure that, you know, they're doing okay. So that is why it's important. We don't want them to be in pain, and we want them to be able to thrive, not just survive through this life, because they do so much for us. We can take 5 seconds out of our day to brush their teeth. So now that that's over, we're going to go into the how to brush your dog's teeth and care for the dog's teeth. So we are going to go to, I just filmed a clip. I got a new little setup in my basement so I can film whenever I want. So we're going to go to me and Irulin to teach you how to brush your dog's teeth. Hello and welcome to my basement. Actually, this is going to be where I film things down here now, and on the table. We've got a little makeshift table. Soon we'll have a mat for this. This is actually Chani's old kennel, and then we have a little bar that attaches right there. Yeah, and then we have Miss Irulin. Also, do not judge her haircut too harshly, please. I started on, actually, it was this last Friday. Her front side I'm pretty happy with right here. Her backside definitely needs more work. I, one, ran out of time, and two, realized I did not have the hairspray at my work to do her spray up. So we will be finishing that hopefully here in a couple of days once the hairspray arrives, or at least in a week. Whenever I can find time again to take out to do her haircut. But anyway, she did really great. So anyways, we're not here for that though. We're here for teeth brushing. So there are a couple different ways that we can brush our teeth. I think the most common way is with just a normal toothbrush. Most doggy toothbrushes have a larger head and then a smaller head. This is by the brand Pet Smile. You can get them a lot cheaper. I just really like this brand. So you can do that and just brush their teeth like you would normally. The way that I love to do it though is a little finger brush. This is by the brand Jasper. It came in like a 4-pack, all in different colors. So all of our girls have a different colored toothbrush. Helps keep them, you know, a little bit distinguished. Rue, we actually haven't brushed her teeth yet, so you'll get to see her, you know, how she likes the teeth brushing today. But yeah, her color's pink. She's our princess. And then obviously we need the toothpaste. This is my favorite brand. Again, Pet Smile. Comes in a variety of different flavors, and our dogs have really, really liked this. There are a lot of other like brands and stuff though of toothpaste out there, including I believe Arm & Hammer. It's the baking soda brand, makes it as well. So very similar to human toothbrushing. You just take your toothbrush, whichever one you're using, put a little pea amount. You can also, they will have instructions much like human toothpaste, and that way you can see about how much, you know, toothpaste they recommend putting on there. But there is that. And then the next step, usually, and most pets are fine with this because most doggy toothpaste is flavored, so they like it. But you just gently lift up their lip, and then you can scrub on their teeth, and then get the front side, and then go to the other side and scrub on their teeth as well. And then you're all done. Again, just lift, scrub, and then lift on that side, and scrub. So not bad. If you keep it up daily, like I mentioned, the plaque and tartar will go away. With our girls, it's just a part of their nighttime routine. Except for, like I said, Irulin. Because she has those puppy teeth, we haven't been doing quite as much on her. But we will get into that habit. But with BB and Chani, every single night they brush their teeth and they go into their kennels. It's kind of like one of their nightly treats. But yeah, so pretty easy. Nothing too hard, unlike nail trimming. That was the hard one. But toothbrushing is pretty easy. So now we will go back to, I guess, editing. I call it editing Mary. I guess talking Mary is the better word for it. So we will see you there. All right, welcome back from my basement. Now we're back to this is my baby's room right now, but it's my filming studio for the time being until she's old enough to inhabit this room. But anyway, so I just showed you how to brush your dog's teeth using these lovely tools. Again, we have our toothpaste. This is the most important thing. I did forget to mention, I realized this as I hit the stop button, but Irulin was getting a little antsy on the table. But most dog toothpastes are enzymatic. And what this means is as long as you get the toothpaste in their mouth, essentially, it will do the job. It is better if you can do some scrubbing, but it is better than nothing to just get it in their mouth, and then these enzymes will be able to help eat away some of that plaque and tartar. So double check too that your toothpaste is enzymatic, especially if you have a dog that is very finicky about their teeth being touched. And then obviously we have our toothbrushes. We have our I put it back in its case, sorry, the standard one. Again, most dog toothbrushes have a larger head for our big dog friends and then a smaller toothbrush head for our smaller doggy friends. So very nice. You don't have to like pick a size and guess. You can just get one and figure it out. Or my personal favorite has an eye for Rulin. That way we can tell them apart in the case. But our little finger friend, a lot of dogs feel a lot better about, their human's finger reaching towards them than a foreign object or stick, especially at the beginning, reaching towards their mouth, especially because the mouth and the face is a pretty sensitive area. So you can just use that, scrub alongside the inside of their teeth. Again, if you can, like brush, the more brushing, the better. But if your dog is like freaking out or isn't used to it or is trying to bite you, then just try to get it in their mouth. So that is the teeth brushing portion. There's a water additive that you can add to your dog's water bowl. It supposedly does like kind of the same thing where it's an enzyme. As they're drinking the water, the enzyme, kind of washes over their teeth and it helps to clean their teeth. Now, I've heard mixed reviews on this from different pet parents. A lot of people have a lot of success with like, if you introduce it with puppies as soon as like they start to get their adult teeth, because it will help keep them clean. However, if your dog already has like a ton of plaque and tartar, like BB did when we first got her, then it can be kind of, touch and go. It's better than nothing, but there's not like the best results as there is with teeth brushing. The other thing that is very important, like I mentioned, is chews or chewing for the dogs. So my personal favorite are Whimsies. I would have brought one up, but my girls love them so much that they would have gone crazy. So I decided to leave those alone. Let my baby sleep too. We're not going to mess with that. But anyways, Whimsies. There's also Greenies. I personally like Whimsies better. They have different, they do have different animals and like different shapes and sizes. They have little hedgehogs and alligators, and then they have like ones that look like a toothbrush. So that way, if your dog won't get bored of the shape, because some dogs, if they eat the same exact thing, they'll get bored of it. Helps keep it a little more fun and entertaining. And then also can hit different parts of their mouth as they're chewing on it. Most dental chews, and the reason I like Whimsy specifically is it's made entirely out of vegetable matter. Greenies, from what I remember, has some additives to it, which is fine, but I just personally prefer Whimsies. My dad, though, hated the smell of Whimsies, so they used Greenies for our dog Riley when she was getting a little older. But dental chews, great. Essentially what it is, and with most of these chews, is it will rub against their teeth and kind of act as brushing. Again, not as good as like actually brushing their teeth with the toothpaste, but still a lot better than nothing. And then a lot of, in the dental chews, it's like the vegetable matter, but in the next ones I'll go over, it's like the tendons and some of the like strings of meat, essentially. They'll act as like floss and go in between your dog's teeth to help get some of that stuff out in between. Another one are bully sticks. Usually these are, they have collagen and then a bunch of meat that has been like, not necessarily freeze dried, but it's made into like a really hard stick. Totally digestible. You do just want to watch your dog with any chew, but specifically bully sticks, and then collagen sticks as well, because they can get stuck. And if your dog tries to swallow a giant piece, it can block their tummy. So you just want to make sure with these that you're observing your dog, but they are also very good for the dental hygiene. Collagen sticks is another one. Again, it's just like a stick of collagen. This one is a little softer in texture, so if you do have a senior pet that maybe they can't really chew on a bully stick and that's too hard, collagen sticks are a great way to still like get that flossing and that chewing motion going. They also do make like dental chews specifically for puppies, and you could probably use the puppy ones for seniors as well. and it would be just fine. There's all sorts of, they don't all come in stick forms too, the bully sticks and collagen sticks. If you go to, I just know PetSmart because that's where I worked for a while. They have like strips, they have like pig ears, which is also, that also works. Not quite as good as bully sticks and collagen sticks, but close enough. They come in rings, they come in like all sorts of different shapes and sizes. And so yeah, you can mix it up with your dog, see which one they prefer. But yeah, very great. And usually bully sticks last for quite a while, so they'll keep your dog entertained. So that's another plus as well. And then like I said, these do not replace the teeth brushing, much like the water additive, but they help enhance and help, clean your dog's teeth a little bit further. Again, if toothbrushing or teeth brushing for your dog is too much, this is at least a good start and a good, it's better than nothing essentially, but it's better if you use the two together. Okay, let's see. Oh yes, and then I mentioned this a little bit with Riley and in our previous section, but if your dog has really bad plaque and tartar, and like I said, you'll see their gum line a lot of the time turn like red instead of a nice pink color. Bad plaque and tartar will need to be removed by a vet. A lot of the times, if it's like moderate to very mild, you can get it off, or like get it to reverse at least to where it's, not harming them as much. But if it is pretty severe, and sometimes even in the moderate, it depends too, like which teeth they are and if it's all on one teeth, or one tooth or spread around. But if you have questions, you can just ask your vet at the next appointment and they would be happy to let you know. Usually too, if they do they're on their annual review or annual checkup, sorry, I can't think straight apparently, they will check your dog's teeth and then let you know. But if you have questions, you can always just ask. And like I said, medium to light, or moderate to mild can be resolved at home. BB, for those of you that have not seen our other videos, B-Jaws is like our true shelter dog, our true rescue dog, we call her. She was severely neglected as a puppy, and when she was a year old, she was surrendered at the Denver Animal Shelter, and we adopted her. And so she was she was actually 16 pounds when she arrived at the Denver Animal Shelter. She was a German Shepherd Border Collie mix, and so for those of you that know dogs, that is a big breed, and 18 pounds at a year doesn't suffice. So she didn't, get fed, she didn't have proper water. Clearly her teeth were neglected because she had a ton of plaque and tartar on there for a 1-year-old dog. But anyways, after about 6 months, we got her to a really good weight. The vet was like, she is just fine and normal and she'll live a happy and healthy long life. But then her teeth were another issue that we had to help resolve. And so that's where our teeth brushing comes in. We started brushing her teeth every single day. I actually asked the vet because I wanted to know how often should you be brushing your dog's teeth to see results and to keep them clean. Because obviously with humans, we want to brush them twice a day, at least once a day, but twice a day is the better option. And then flossing as well. And with dogs, it might be different. I don't know. So that's why I asked. And she told me you want to brush at least every 3 days. For me, that's very hard to remember. We tried that at first and it was just too hard. So we just did every single night. Like I mentioned in our clip with Irulin, we just put it in our nightly routine. Right as we were putting the girls in their kennel, we would just brush their teeth. It's almost like a nightly treat for them now. They love it and look forward to it even. Chani never really comes out of her kennel when she's in there for the night. But she will come out of her kennel to get her teeth brushed. So that tells you how much they like it. But after a lot of that, and then also giving them dental chews as well, and bully sticks, we would kind of alternate between them. BB's plaque and tartar went from, I would say, moderate, almost like on the they need to be seen by a vet, to very mild. We were able to reverse it quite a bit and get rid of a lot of that. So that made us very happy because now she has better teeth. And those will last a lot longer, and we didn't have to get, a big, giant, expensive vet bill. So it is possible, just like with training with the dog though, it does take time. You're not going to see perfectly clean teeth the next day unless, again, you go to a vet and get them cleaned. But if you work at home and you're consistent, then over time, you'll be able to see kind of that reversal and cleaner teeth for your dog. It is very interesting though how quickly it can build back up. When I was pregnant and sick, we definitely, and like especially too in the very early days of like having a baby, the newborn trenches, we kind of neglected that and we got out of the habit of brushing their teeth every single night. We still gave them chews like when they would go into their kennels and stuff when we were leaving, but we did not brush their teeth. And Chani actually started getting quite a bit of plaque and tartar. But I noticed that one day and was like, we gotta start doing this again. And so we've gotten back in the habit and hers has started to disappear. So I'm very excited for that. Very glad that their teeth are back in a very good spot. And yeah, and then they're happy and healthier, which is always, that's always a plus. One thing too I want to mention, and this is me as a dog groomer mentioning this, and yes, me saying this could eat out of my bottom line and the money I make. But many groomers will offer to brush the dog's teeth while there, and obviously if we can like actually brush them without getting harmed, we will. But again, we do use an enzymatic toothpaste, so as long as we get it on their teeth, that is good. Again, we do scrubbing and a little, breast spray if we can, but at the very least we get it in their mouth. However, brushing your dog's teeth once every 6 to 8 weeks to 6 months, depending on how often you get them into the groomer, it's not going to do anything for your dog. Like, yes, at the end of the day, it is better than nothing, but that's like going to the dentist every 6 months for a teeth cleaning and expecting no cavities the next time you come in. Just like with our dogs, it's not going to do much. So, I mean, if you want to still get, the extra cleaning, or you like the smell of their toothpaste or whatever, go ahead and get them cleaned at the groomers. But ultimately, again, that doesn't really do much for your dog if you're not like consistently brushing them every single day, or giving them chews or, X, Y, or Z. But yeah, that is kind of everything that I have to say about teeth brushing. Again, just to recap, it's important because our dogs are eating kibble instead of like a raw meat, wild caught diet. So they're not getting that teeth scrubbing by eating like wolves do. Important reasons to brush the teeth is number 1, you don't want big vet bills. And then number 2, we want our pets to be healthy, happy, and not in pain. How to brush your dog's teeth. You want to brush them once every day to 3 days at minimum. And then you can also use a water additive. That one has mixed results, and also dental chews to help enhance that as well. And then again, lastly, brushing at the groomers, better than nothing. But again, if that's the only teeth brushing your dog is getting, it's not doing much at all. Just brush them at home. Again, that's going to take away from my add-ons that I get. But I would rather you guys have the correct information than me get, a couple extra dollars from brushing your dog's teeth. But yeah, that is it for this video. I believe the next one, I think I'm doing, I went and I wrote down like all my video ideas and then I ordered them so that I know which one to film next. The next one I believe is like my top grooming items I cannot live without. So that one will be kind of fun. We'll get to show off some of my favorite items and talk about why I like the tools that I have. Every groomer is very different though, so that will be an interesting one, especially if there are comments. But anyways, that is it. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe out there. Tell your dogs I said hello and give them lots of puppy kisses from me. Bye-bye.